Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with another installment of Dave's Faves. And this is a really splendid recording that's a little bit off the beaten path. And it's really actually very off the beaten path. But I discovered it when I was working on my book about CPE Bach, who is just an incredible genius. And some of you may know I've been pushing the big CPE Bach box on Hänssler. And this originally also appeared on Hänssler, but it isn't in the big box. And I think the reason it's not in the big box is because Hänssler had an association with SWR music, which ended, and some of the CPE Bach stuff belonged to Hänssler, and some did not. And this is one that did not. I'm not sure if that's the answer, but it isn't in the box. What is it? Of course, what is it? What am I talking about? This is a disc that contains 4 violin sonatas plus one other work for violin and piano, performed by Albrecht Breuninger, violin. Now, Breuninger, he's a specialist in sort of turn of the 19th century violin people. He made a lot of recordings for CPO. For example, violin concertos by Lipinski and Rode and Rudolf Kreutzer and people like that. If I've gotten all their names correct, I don't know. But he did a lot of recordings of that sort of stuff. He's a very good violinist. He's accompanied by Pete Kuijken on the Hammerflügel, whatever a Hammerflügel is. But one of the endless quantity of period instrument Kuijken folk. And they play marvelously together, but that's not the point. The point is that the music is incredible. I mean, incredible. It blew my mind. I mean, when I was working on the CPE Bach book, I was listening to all kinds of stuff, and it was all blowing my mind because CPE Bach was a genius. And you listen to this stuff, and you say, where has it been all my life? I mean, why haven't I heard this before? It's extraordinary. Now, on this disc, you get the Sonata in C minor, Wöttgen 78. You sort of have to know your Wöttgens to make sure you know what you're getting. So it's WQ 78, WQ 77, which is the Sonata in B flat major, and WQ 76, which is in B minor. So it's 76, 77, 78. This particular set also contains 75 in 8 F major, which is not on this disc, but it's an equally fine work. And you also get the Arioso in A major, Wöttgen 79, variations for cembalo, or in this case, Hammerflügel, and violin, which is lovely. And it was originally a keyboard solo work, and he attached a violin part to it. But these violin sonatas sound like nothing else by anybody else, particularly of their period. They are big works, 20 minutes long, a little more than 20 minutes long, concerto length, major statements, and they are extraordinary. Bach is clearly looking toward the future of the duo sonata and what its potentiality is. And I want to play you a little bit of one. I'm going to play you a bit of the slow movement of the C minor sonata because it's one of the most beautiful pieces. And like all of the best CPE Bach, I mean, he composed this in 1763. And you're going to listen to it and go, wait a minute, 1763? This? 1763? I mean, you're not going to believe that this could have been written then. It could be 100 years later. It's absolutely indefinable and unbelievably lovely. So let's just hear a bit of the Adagio, I think it is. It's something like that. Yes, it's an Adagio ma non troppo of the C minor violin sonata by CPE Bach, played by Albrecht Breuninger and Pete Kuijken. Listen to this. Isn't that just exquisite? I mean, it's the whole movement's like that. It's dreamy, it's romantic, it's genuinely romantic music from 1763. It's great, and I just adore this record. I mean, Baroque chamber music can be a bit of a chore. You know that. I mean, you know that. You've got the violin, and especially nowadays with the period instrument people with their scrawny, awful sounding violins squeaking on the top and a harpsichord clanging along on the bottom, and it's rhythmically monotonous and uninteresting. Not always, but that's the potential. That's how it often turns out, in my view. But this, holy mackerel! This is something else entirely. It really, really is. Just extraordinarily heartfelt, emotionally powerful, gorgeous chamber music that any sane person will fall in love with. At least, maybe the insane would too. I don't know. But please do give this a shot. And if you don't, it doesn't matter because I have it and it's staying in my collection, my list of Dave's faves, because it's just amazing. So here it is on Hänssler SWR. It is available. I've taken a look, in various ways. Somehow it's still around, and it's just gorgeous. The violin sonatas, Kuijken, 76, 77, and 78. Don't miss them. Keep on listening, folks. Thanks for joining me. Take care.